I have norovirus, or the bad stomach flu, the highly contagious one. I don't know where I got it. I hope I never get it again. It is the worst illness. I swear, it's disgusting. So I became severely dehydrated, and so I got sick about, I don't know, maybe 3 days ago. I don't remember exactly when. A few days ago.
Well, Chantel, you need to think about tracing your illness because, as you know, this is a highly contagious disease. Hi, everybody. It's Ray. It's Life and Vibe, and we're out here following Typhoid Mariam, making sure she's not getting the citizens of Cornwall sick out there. If it really is norovirus that our friend Foodie Beauty had. But anyway, before we take a look at her content and why it's important to kind of think about if she really is ill with norovirus and now out at the BarBurrito in Cornwall and putting out mukbang videos inside the Kia, which I'm thinking has not been bleached, then we've got some problems out there. So anyway, let me get my disclaimers out there. I just appreciate you all being here. So let me just put out my fair use real quick. And just always a disclaimer that this is for entertainment purposes only, obviously just education, information, and so on. And just because we're going to be in a mukbang and I want people to take care of their health. And if you can take a moment and subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. So anyway, yeah, we got Typhoid Mariam out here potentially spreading nasty norovirus around the community of Cornwall. And she just released a mukbang stating that she went over to the BarBurrito. And just to let people know, I am a licensed registered nurse here in the United States. So obviously, if it really was a case of this illness, that is concerning because, like I said, she's not very sanitary. So anyway, let's just take a look real fast at where BarBurrito is and how close it is to the community hospital in this particular little community in Canada, because I think we need to let the folks know out there where Foodie is going, who she could potentially be getting sick from. And she mentioned in her video she doesn't know where she got it from. Well, it is a illness that can often be contracted from food, restaurants, and so forth, which is probably more likely your source because you're always eating out, okay? And you don't wash your hands properly. So you could have picked it up from a surface and you regularly lick your fingers in your mouth, which I'm sure we're going to watch you eat with your hands. So just think, people, this young lady has documented video evidence that she does not wash her hands after using restrooms. She's supposedly just been in the hospital like a day or so ago with active norovirus. The virus still can be active even up to 2 weeks, especially with potentially poor health individuals like Miss Foodie Beauty over here, who has unmanaged, uncontrolled type 2 diabetes. So her likelihood of having just cleared this illness up and that she's still not having active shedding of the virus is actually quite low. So I just want people to be safe out there because she isn't. She is not safe. So we're going to bring up real fast this area that she went over to. And it's just ironic that it's so close to a hospital. So I just want to let people know I'm not shaming this business. I'm just letting you guys know that you may be wanting to bleach everything down in there because Typhoid Mariam has set foot in your establishment and she's put her hands places. So just be aware, everyone. Just be aware. Okay, so here's the BarBurrito. I only found one in the city, so I'm guessing this is the one that she went over to. It's over here on 9th Street. Not to shame this business, okay? Because they have great reviews. And look, here's BarBurrito. Great reviews. And here's the Cornwall Community Hospital. So I'm guessing this Cornwall Community Hospital was potentially the location where she used up resources from the Canadian taxpayers because she does not pay her taxes. So when Chantel is hitting up any type of service or anything, it is because she is having her, unmanaged hygiene issues and her unmanaged chronic diseases. And then she takes herself over to like an emergency room because she doesn't understand how to use healthcare. And so everybody wants to just, we all know she's a liar. And so, like I said, I'm sure she had elevated blood sugars and so forth. And that's not really the important part because that means that Chantel only is doing harm to herself. And that's her choice. And if she wants to keep self-harming with burrito bowls, you go at it, girl. But if it really was norovirus and you are out not having good hygiene habits and you are already out getting takeout and you probably haven't wiped or bleached down that car or hot water washed any of your clothing or anything, and then potentially getting other people in your community sick, that's really bad. That just makes you a heinous human being. Okay. All right. Let's get over to her actual stream that she had tonight, her mukbang. I'm gonna come over here to her other tab. I'm gonna bring up this latest mukbang. It has had let me stop that. It's so far had, let me bring her up. 3,003 views in 3 hours, 78 comments. I mean, not terrible, but not great, Foodie. It's not something that would seem like you had a 100K channel, girl. But yeah, like I said, my thing is like, if she's somebody who is actively still with norovirus, and that is what the doctors discharged her with, and there is information indicating that there is an outbreak in that area, then this is really bad. This to me is worse as a healthcare provider. It's just bad. It's bad. It's bad. Anyway, she's calling it the Canadian Chipotle mukbang. Sorry. All right, girl. Oh, I mean, she's wild. All right, girl. Let me get you playing. And then I'm going to show you some responses because everybody is believing that you're in the cycle. So just before we get started, and I apologize, Foodie has a habit of doing heinous things like she did with the PayPal scam. And she's very upset that we have pointed it out, and you'll hear about it very soon because reaction channels are terrible people. And she is deflecting this, hopefully, by having had a video where she's, very pathetic and, lying in the hospital bed as we saw her earlier. These things are often self-inflicted because she always eats out. She has poor hygiene. She doesn't wash her hands. And she puts other people at risk. So I don't think I have a lot of sympathy for her. And if she was in some sort of diabetic crisis, oh, okay. Yeah, I can believe she was on that too. I can believe that as well. I think there was more than one thing going on at that particular time. I think and like I said, if it is norovirus, it is a problem for me, for her to be out here still potentially getting people sick. Nasty. You're nasty, girl. All right. Let me get this started. And let's play her at 1.25 because she's so slow when she speaks. Okay. So just be aware. I sped her up a little bit. All right, girl, go.
Hello, foodie beauties. Hi there. Want to wish someone a happy birthday?
No.
Or give a unique special
Oh, that
occasion gift?
stuff.
Or if you just want to have a person.
Okay.
Hi guys. On today's episode, we are going to enjoy a beautiful Canadian nature intro here, and then I'm going to show you a special
Episode. An episode would mean that you had some type of series. And all you've had is a series of breakdowns in your call and then rages against reaction channels. And the breakdown is in any chance of you saving your health. So I don't know what series this is. A series of bad decisions? I don't know. I don't know what series you're on exactly. Look at this. Oh, she's back in the glasses. I wondered where the glasses went the other day, actually. And you looked really swollen the other day on that one side of your face. I looked at that and it was really bad. I hope all of this has been hot washed, girl.
B-Day gift, and then we will get lunch and talk a bit about the PayPal scam or no scam ordeal. Yalla, let's go.
So I just wanted to share one of my favorite birthday gifts that I received, and it's a...
Somebody told me that this was purchased off of Temu. Oh, I mean, that's not a company I support at all. I'm sorry. I don't like sort of like mass cheap productions where they just don't care about any sustainability. Now they're ripping off Alice in Wonderland of all things. I mean, I doubt that's trademarked.
Alice in Wonderland, sorry, I forgot the name, bag, like a homemade, I guess, kind of bag that you can put things inside, like a cosmetic bag or something. And I can never have...
Girl, it's not homemade, okay? So don't make out that you had a family member sit there and like stitch this shit together, pardon my French. Because that's not what happened. I read in the comments that the people got the same thing off Temu. So this could have been literally one of the things you ordered at Christmas. And now you're showing it off as a birthday gift because you lie so much. Okay? The only reason why I said I'm sticking with believing she potentially has norovirus because that's worse. Okay? Because she's still out there doing this stuff, touching everything. That car's not been bleached down. Nasty. Sorry.
Too many of those. Especially when traveling. I always, need an extra one usually for things that I buy while I'm here. So it says, always remember, you're braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. That's so cute. And it says, eat me, drink me, Alice in Wonderland.
You bought that for yourself. Nobody's going to believe that anybody thought that was you. Because nobody thinks you're brave. Nobody thinks you're particularly strong. You're definitely not very smart. Because everybody catches you out all the time. So, and you're very uneducated. And it comes out and about most things that you say and do. And love more than you know. Okay. The only person who could potentially purchase that for you is your mother. Because that's the sort of shit a mum buys. Pardon my French. I just know that she could risk children and elderly folks because she can't be hygienic and clean and just stay home for a couple of days. Like, she probably needs to be staying home for at least a good 5 days. Just stay home. And the fact that she's eating what she's about to eat is either just pure negligence to her health, which not a surprise or a shock, or it's because she didn't really have the other illness and she went in because her blood sugars got elevated and she just wanted the hospital to correct it because she's negligent. But to me, if she's saying she had norovirus to get sympathy and she's out here touching stuff with unwashed hands, I don't have sympathy for that person. Typhoid Mariam. That's what we started calling you on my channel.
I love it. So for me, these thoughtful gifts are actually more valuable than like a bunch of money. For me, it's not like what you spend, it's the thoughtfulness you put in. Somebody thinking of you is priceless.
Well, that's a lie, because you were asking for people for money on a PayPal and an Amazon wish list, and you are always obviously trying to get super chats and thanks and stuff. And the way you did it was actually potentially violating terms of service for PayPal. In fact, I know you were, because I know you don't have advance permission from PayPal to give your PayPal address on a live stream, which is one of their policies. So unless you have, and I know you don't have anything from them, absolutely nothing from this company that gives you permission to just randomly ask strangers to send you money to your PayPal. It doesn't matter if it was $37, which is about what you're about to say, $3.70, $3,070, whatever. This is an unscripted one, guys. Whatever it is, Chantal, you are still doing something you should not be doing. You're still asking people for money too. And people do have donations, absolutely. But it's how you do it. You don't read the room.
Well, I wanted to eat out here, but as you can see, it's raining. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have BarBurrito for lunch, which is like a Canadian Chipotle. So let me unpack this. Lots of napkins, which is good. And I thought we would just talk and chit chat about some things, and I'll have lunch with you guys. I'm severely craving a burrito bowl. Whoa.
Oh, great.
Yum.
That looks like the last thing that somebody, one, who potentially had norovirus to eat, because anybody who knows that anybody who's had any type of illness where you have had that much stress on your bowels by throwing up and, losing it at the other end, losing it both ends, as we say. That's a nice way of saying it. Losing it at both ends. Then the last thing you need to add is that sort of dairy, yogurty, cream cheese stuff. You should be on a bland diet or a brat diet, and that would be in your discharge papers. In fact, they would have told you probably to rest your bowels for about 24 hours after. And they were offering her, I believe it was ginger ale and crackers, which would not be unusual to give somebody who was complaining of nausea, even with things like norovirus, just to see if they, that would help abate any nausea that the patient was experiencing. So that's not uncommon. And then she probably complained about that, and the only other thing they had was an apple. So apples are also very good when it comes to helping with like settling the stomach, which is why we give so much applesauce. So that's very common hospital food to give to somebody. But for you to then come out here and eat this, supposedly a couple of days after, just shows that you don't care about yourself. And we know you don't care about yourself. We now know if you did have norovirus, you don't care about others. Because you're out touching stuff still. And you've got your hands, and the napkins aren't going to be anything. This is something that soap and water can only address. Oh, girl. You know what? Take your pancreas out all day because you don't care. But the point is that you do these types of negligent behaviors, and then you're out there hitting up the Canadian healthcare system. That little community hospital over there. They probably know you as a frequent flyer back in the day.
Yum. Just like mix it around. So I got a barbacoa bowl. All the rice and everything is at the bottom.
I cannot stress enough, this is not something that if you just went through what she supposedly went through in a hospital to eat this stuff, nasty. And the people in her comments telling her, you go girl, burrito bowls and this stuff. Really, people? Nasty.
Which barbacoa is marinated beef.
Right.
As you know.
Right. Looks real halal too.
Rice, beans, extra cheese, lime crema, guacamole, jalapenos, pickled red onions, salsa.
I guess it's pick and choose faith day too. Pick and choose what you want from your a la carte religious menu, Chantel, today, huh? Because nothing that looks like's happening here looks halal. So I guess, when in Canada, doesn't say very strong faith to me, because part of it is that you would make the effort to find a meal that would meet the requirements of your faith. But you don't give any, and you don't care, suppose, if you had norovirus, and if it was just diabetes alone with hyperglycemia that sent you into the hospital, then you don't care about that either. And I don't know about the DKA, the diabetic ketoacidosis. One, that's not very common in type 2s. That's very unusual. It's a type 1 more, likely very high blood sugars, hyperglycemia. Potentially it would, most likely it would get to syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormone or something like that. But unless we look at her labs, we don't know for sure about anything this person says. But we could definitely know from just what she's eating that hyperglycemia was definitely an issue. Probably in the 400s, 450s, up to the 500s when she rolled in with that infection, if it was an infection. See, nobody believes you. But everyone knows that you all scamming on that PayPal. Keep going.
So,
a lot to say about this.
Chipotle sauce. I got these to kind of, scoop it with, I guess you could say. Dig in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The weather is...
Yeah. No one's going to believe you now that you had anything happening with your stomach, girl. I mean, really? You just went in with massive gastroenteritis that required hospitalization and care in an emergency room? And then a couple of days later, you're out here eating this stuff? Who is going to be believing that you care about yourself? And look at your hands are all swollen up again. So you're obviously hitting up food and sodium and all that stuff already. Unless you're just going absolute haywire on the Gatorade, girl. That's a sports drink that's made like a soft drink. That's not even, go get some Pedialytes if you actually give a care about your, stuff, all this pickle juice and all this nonsense I hear. It's just wild. Tear your stomach up again, girl. I don't want to hear about your gas and your this, that, and the other. You're nasty.
So bad. Oh my gosh. What the hell? I guess it's spring for you, huh?
Sorry. Let's look, okay? This girl here, okay? She just got her hands. Likelihood of her having washed her hands after pooping this morning, 0 out of 10. Because there's video evidence this girl doesn't like to wash her hands after the toilet. She has now got her hands, she gets to keep cycling this virus around into that taco bowl right there, just like that. Look at that. Yum, yum. Can't wait to put that hand in that. I'm so glad you just got all that hand right into that meat and all in that food, girl, because you just look lovely like that. Keep going, girl. Just eat up. Eat another round of poop norovirus in your mouth, because that doesn't look delicious to me. Gross.
Beauty bite.
Hopefully, after explaining that she's got this highly contagious poop virus that she just probably reintroduced in her mouth, hopefully that bite didn't look so beautiful. That's just my opinion. Because I really do care about people that she could harm out in the community. I don't really care about Chantel too much. I think people know that. Keep going, girl.
That's so good. The Ariba chips are better than Doritos, I find.
Yeah, okay, whatever. Stuff everything around your face.
This is my first like hefty meal since being sick.
And that's not even what you should be eating. And you probably did get discharge instructions from the hospital. And the fact that you're eating it with your hands too, Noro Queen, Typhoid Mariam, yum, yum. That's delicious. Yummy. Sorry, it's nasty.
I did have like a pretty hefty meal actually yesterday.
See?
I had some birthday.
See? Wow. Wow. You lied in the space of 3 seconds. You just, and see, I said even before you said this part that it looked like you'd already been eating some stuff because I could see you holding fluid on your hands. You know, medical mystery, Foodie. It's easy to tell your lies just by looking at you physically, even with all the filters you try to put on. They're not working very well. So everyone knows you're full of it. So the fact that you took resources out of the Canadian healthcare system and then you're doing all this, you're just a very selfish, entitled human being. That's who you are. Selfish and entitled. Continue.
I had a birthday celebration meal.
Yeah, okay. Put that nasty hand in your mouth, go. Right.
I had it late because I was sick, you know. I went to drink. I have Gatorade Fit, the watermelon strawberry today. Yeah, I was like.
And it doesn't look like her family cared if she had Noro either. So did you not have that? Because none of those food items look like anything that you should be eating even within a week of having had that. Because it's very harsh on your bowels, especially if you are supposedly going both ends enough that you need 6 liters of hydration. That you didn't pay for any of it. Not the staff, not the hospital, nothing. So what exactly do you give to Canada? Because you don't pay your taxes in your country. So what is the bonus of you? Where is this entertainment? How are you entertaining people? Continue.
1 sugar, 3 grams of carbs.
Whatever. It's a processed
naturally
drink, girl.
sourced. Love it though.
Apologize. I didn't not mean to speak over Chantel. I've been told off for that. You should just be having water. You don't need this stuff. It's just, I don't care. It's a processed drink. Just have some water. Body doesn't want that.
Oh, cool. So Eid Mubarak, everyone who celebrated or who observed.
As I put non-halal meat from BarBurrito in my mouth, let me talk about my supposed religious faith. Okay, perfect. And that's a good pause for you, actually. In fact, that's the screenshot I need for my thumbnail.
The barbacoa meat is so tender. I love it.
Ugh. Gross. You're gross. You're gross. Ugh. Ugh. Can't. It's breaking me.
I have some Lush gift cards.
Oh.
For my birthday.
You need to not be thinking about going into any type of retail establishment. Okay? You can buy that stuff online and have it delivered to your home. Stay out of retail establishments. Especially somewhere like Lush, where it's like all open, like spa treatments and goodies. I think I want to go to Lush tomorrow, actually. Made me want to go there. But now I think about, this is why I wash my hands when I come home. And hand sanitizer isn't strong enough to combat against norovirus. It's soap and water. She didn't even sanitize with the hands. She didn't even bother with that before she started eating this. After she just went and touched God knows how many surfaces at BarBurrito, picking this bag up and touching inside her car, which she's not cleaned down. I put money on it. Oh, girl, it's very hard to know all of this and what you eat because it's very harsh. It's gonna break me. All right, girl, keep going. I'm trying to be funny, but oh, it's just nasty.
So I have to at some point go to Lush.
No.
And there's one in the Rito Center, I think, still, and the San Laurent Mall.
So if she talks about having been to Lush, the store, just be aware Typhoid Mariam has hit up these places. We're doing a trace of her. Okay? That's a perfect pause picture for you, sweetheart. We're doing a trace of this young lady to see, you know, where she's contaminating places in Canada with the norovirus.
I'm just trying to enjoy my time here while I'm here.
Exactly how? I'm confused. You came in, you basically tried to scam your entire audience for money because you're broke, because you got banned for 7 days by YouTube, and now you think it's your audience's responsibility to make up for your loss of income. And then you proceeded to hit up God knows how many takeout places in Cornwall and surrounding areas that you want to visit. And this included a cross-border trip to the United States to New York, of which you then came back into a Canadian hospital declaring that you had norovirus. So now you're Typhoid Mariam out there spreading disease and stuff. And then you complained about how unwell you felt. So are you enjoying your time in Canada? You got stuck in a snowstorm? I don't get it.
Chipotle mukbangs are very popular right now.
Oh, okay.
And I've been seeing them, and I'm like, I'm craving that.
Oh, great.
Oh.
Yeah, because I really care about the fact that I should be resting my bowels after a bout of norovirus. And I don't wash my hands. And now I'm sticking my hands in my mouth. And I don't wash my hands after I poop. And poop is the way that norovirus is most likely to be transferred. It's through poop. It's a poop virus. And the cycle of the norovirus continues to probably cycle through this lady as she goes around touching every surface that she can find in Cornwall. Just look out, folks, over there. I'm just saying. If you see her, be aware. Oh, Typhoid Mariam.
I'm feeling a lot better. I mean, I'm pretty much better.
I don't want to stop every 2 seconds, but I can let you know as a provider in healthcare that you are never going to feel better having had that gastroenteritis eating that meal. Okay? So I don't want to hear you complaining about your stomach in 2 days. Well, actually, I do, because then I can point out how negligent you are.
Okay, so
Just not very bright.
I don't even want to like address drama or rumors or
Oh, of course not.
things
Okay.
like that, but
Right, because you are a pathological liar and you don't want to have to do anything like that. Okay, or narcissism. Which one of the potential personality styles are you exhibiting today, Chantel? Allegedly. Because you don't want to address it, but I'm going to let you know about some of the comments that I received that did address it. Okay? So you can ignore it all you want, girl. But what we'll do is we'll just keep reminding everybody about it. How about that? Okay? You can move on, but we'll just remind people. All right? You just don't worry, girl. We got you.
Regarding like PayPal scamming, I had 3 people donate to me and I made $37.
Doesn't matter the number of people, doesn't matter the amount of money. What is the important things to take away from this whole incident that you did is, one, you need to have advance permission from PayPal to actually give your PayPal handle during a live stream. Something that PayPal is very clear about in their policies. And I have a feeling, just because you're a highly disorganized individual, you do not have an advance permission. So one, you've already violated those terms, which is great because now we get to report you and get your PayPal just completely taken away from you. So that's great for us. Secondly, you have the audacity to tell people that you're moving back to Canada and that any little bit would help with setting up your home, probably knowing full well you had no intention of staying. And then you're out here eating takeout, which isn't cheap. But you want others to pay for it. And you call this entertainment. You're a very sad grifter.
Which, thank you guys very much. So, end of story. I had like 3.
If you were a good person, you would just refund that $37 back to those people. But you aren't a good person. So you're going to keep it. After you put that, your husband wrote the post about you going to have the refunds. I guess they haven't asked for a refund. But you should just refund it anyway. But you're not. You're going to come out here with this like rage pinky attitude. You're a scammer and a grifter, and everyone knows it.
3 people who donated. I made $37.
Oh, very interesting that you should choose the word made. That's an interesting choice of word, because that would sort of mean that you did some work, maybe. And also made, meaning that you were trying to make money from these people. It was a scam. Because it wasn't, and you're calling them donations to an apartment that you're not getting now. So in all actuality, the ethical thing to do is return the monies, since you are returning to Kuwait. And the reason that you put the PayPal out there was to get money for an apartment that you're now not going into. So you're lying and scamming to your audience. So call it a donation now. Change the narrative as much as you want. But the reason why you put your PayPal handle out there, Foodie Beauty, was to get money for an apartment that you are no longer going into. So it's a scam. And you just said you made $37 from it. So I hope this scam, because we're going to hit your views over here and it's going to give us views because we're going to make content out of it. We get to make money that's more than your $37.
And that's all I'm going to say. And I offered my money back. So if you were wanting it. So that's all I'm going to say for that, just to clarify.
And I clarified that you just scammed people out of money because it was originally put out there, which you should not be doing during a live stream unless you have advance permission from PayPal, which I know you do not, for an apartment that you are no longer planning to get because you told everybody that you're going back to Kuwait. And you just told people you made $37. So you were trying to scam people. And now you can't even return that money back to them because you're just that low in your character. Keep going, girl, because it's awesome watching you take yourself down.
It's kind of peaceful, the rain, though. It's like a taco salad kind of.
And if any of you have sympathy, you can see she's holding sodium. If any of you have sympathy, because you're holding fluid, for this person after she just hit up the hospital and you feel bad because she was sick, please don't. Please don't send her any money. Because look what she's eating. She don't care. And she doesn't even care if she uses up the healthcare system in her country that she doesn't pay taxes to. She's supposedly on some type of payment plan, but we can't guarantee that she's adhering to any of those because you don't have any money. It's just audacity, $37. We don't even know if that's the correct amount. That's a bloody lie too, probably. People who watch her content, you folks are desperate. I mean, people stumble, and I want to read some comments because she uses all types of hashtags to lure people in and tries to say that we're all mean, okay? We got Typhoid Mariam out here trying to spread disease.
But your appetite, it does come back. After you're not sick. When you're sick, you're like, no, I'll never eat that.
I hope nobody has any sympathy for this person. And the people, like I said, in her comments who do, what is wrong with you folk? Seriously. I know you do it because you think you're upsetting us, but I seriously just think, what's wrong with you people? Seriously. You don't understand. We just wonder what's wrong with you.
Might be loud because of the rain, but I didn't even realize that maybe it's super loud.
Nice.
That's definitely going to be someone's thumbnail. You guys like pinto beans or black beans more?
I actually would like one just like you, really just sticking your feces fingers right in your mouth, girl. That would be my preferred thumbnail for you. We'll see which one I pick in the end. Keep going, girl. You know. Well, you're just Typhoid Mariam out here putting poop virus back in your mouth every time you put your hand to mouth. Keep going, girl. Grossing me out.
The pinto. I also should have got some hot sauce, though. Hot sauce is where it's at.
Oh, yes, because I just had gastroenteritis. And one of the best things to have just a couple of days after that in a hospital visit and a use of my nation's resources is to put hot sauce on my food. I am such a wonderful, kind, caring individual who thinks so much of other people, as I sadly only got $37 out of these folks. Oh, darn world.
I have an idea.
Oh.
You guys love burrito bowls?
Oh, and thanks, and those of you who are watching her from Canada too, just think she came probably back from Kuwait to come and get her medications filled because she doesn't have a primary care, obviously, because she's visa hopping, back and forth between Kuwait, and she got to get back to Canada, every few months so she doesn't lose her health care benefits. But Typhoid Mariam out here, with the unmanaged, uncontrolled type 2 diabetes is going to take down a burrito bowl a couple of days after being diagnosed with norovirus because she's smart like that. Okay, we're just clarifying over here. And yes, I'm very sarcastic tonight because this is silly. Okay, so all of you can come in and say, wow, you really roasted her this time. Yeah, because this is dangerous to people out in the community. This is, shouldn't be supported, not even by YouTube. That to have her having just had a contagious infection, and now she's out here eating mukbangs from BarBurrito. That to me is a serious infection control issue. And on top of it, she crossed the border into the United States with a possible infection and brought that into another country. I mean, there's some serious implications here from Typhoid Mariam. So everybody just wants to talk about her and her uncontrolled diabetes. I don't give a crud about her hypoglycemia. I really don't. Like I said, she can do whatever harm to her pancreas as much as she wants. I mean, I do care about it in the respect that she then takes herself to a hospital to get insulin. But she really got out there, norovirus, and doing all this stuff. Typhoid Mariam, dangerous out here. Should be traced. Just saying. YouTube, just letting you know. Oh, God. Now she's using cutlery. Oh, gross. Oh, great. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Did you hear that? She just kind of threw the trash to the side of the vehicle, okay? That gives indication that this young lady, that's a loosely used term, has not sanitized and bleached her vehicle, that she probably was potentially sick in, because she's been rolling around in this Kia. So it's really quite unhygienic and unsanitary, this particular human being. And now she wants to get herself on a plane and fly across the globe again. So if she's not got real control of this infection and virus before she leaves Canada, she could take it to wherever she goes into the next plane hub and then somewhere else. All right, we're about to finish. Thank you, Jesus.
So I just want to say also that, so many creators have some kind of link to a donation site, like a PayPal, Cash App, whatever. We entertain your butt. So like we should get paid. We should get money. And
how are you entertaining? How are you entertaining? The only thing that you are entertaining is like deaths in your state of province of Canada. Sorry. Because you are potentially putting elderly and young children and babies at risk with norovirus. Your content's not entertaining. I don't even think you've got emojis barely for your chat. The only thing that you have come up is that old looking hamburger when people donate or something. I mean, that thing looks old as heck too. So you're not even trying to keep up with the times. So I don't know where you're entertaining. How is your content entertaining? Exactly what is entertaining? All right, carry on. And it's a difference when you have your sites linked and that follows terms of services of those organizations and of YouTube and Google. The difference is you did not follow PayPal's terms of service. And I think you need to look carefully at what their policy states about needing advance permission for you to put your PayPal handle. And don't forget your Amazon wishlist scam on top of this, girl. Because you were telling people too that you were going to get a wish list going. And once again, we're going to circle back around. This is very different. You're talking about people making donations because they watched somebody's content, they enjoyed it, they found it informative, they've learned something, and they've donated. Many of us creators have it, and we love it. It's like, wow, somebody really learned something, appreciated it. But just people watching, subscribing, liking, and commenting, hint, 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 helps all of us creators. You, Chantel, on the other hand, were on a very different scam. You, my young lady friend, were letting people know that you were setting up an apartment in Canada. And I'm repeating myself again, just because I'm hammering this home to you, that you were setting up a home in Canada, that you were giving your PayPal information, which you should not be doing, to help furnish your home, which shouldn't be somebody else's responsibility either. But you had the balls to ask for it, which you shouldn't be doing, but you don't care. That is very different from somebody linking a donation for the content they produced. That wasn't for the content you were producing. People weren't giving you like super thanks and super chats. You were trying to circumvent the 30% that YouTube takes from all of that to get money directly to your PayPal, with no intention of setting up the apartment, which is why you need to return their money, because that then is deception and that is theft then, because you're not using it for the purpose that you stated it was going to be for. So you are now holding money for reason that it was not intended for when these people donated it to you. They didn't donate it to you so you could go ruin your gastrointestinal system with a BarBurrito mukbang. They did it to get an apartment that you're not getting now. So you've committed fraud. And if you don't understand how you have committed fraud by doing that, then you're sadly mistaken. And I think you know you've committed fraud, but you just want everybody else to move on from it. And so I think we just need to keep reminding people you committed fraud. You committed fraud. We can all laugh about you and your beaties and your sugarfoot and this, that, and the other. But you committed fraud on the people. Even if it were 3 people, you fraudulently took their money. So just going to have that sink in real fast. We all have copies of your videos, so don't start taking them down, because now we get to report you for fraud on YouTube because you're admitting it directly here. We've got one video where you're asking people to give you money for an apartment that you're not getting. We've got the evidence that you are going back to Kuwait. And now we have the evidence that you're keeping the money that you fraudulently took from people watching your channel. Good luck with that, Chantel. Good luck.
And, you know, there's no shame in that. Like, it's not like I rely on PayPal donations to, like, support me. So, yeah, so that's totally not the case. There's no scamming going on. You know, nothing of the sort.
I just explained to you, Chantel, how you committed fraud. That's a serious thing to do, commit fraud. As much as you want to laugh it off and do your little rage hand and I've moved on, you've committed fraud, girl. This is getting bad. She's really bad. Why I'm calling you out.
Nothing of the sort. I guess that's it for this video. That was a very delicious lunch. Thank you for eating with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
I hope she gets her... Oh, stopping that. I hope she gets her channel struck down. Honestly. I'll be honest. I hope she loses her channel for committing fraud against the people that she watches. Sorry. I know. I've managed to take a 12-minute video and turn it into 54 minutes. So let me get going over here to the last thing. Reason being is because she really is a fraudster and a person spreading disease. So, I mean, she's just hitting everywhere today. She's wonderful. Okay. Last thing I wanted to share is some of the comments that I got, Chantel, from my community. Thank you guys so much for the engagement. We love you all. And I hope Kelly doesn't mind me doing this. But I put out a video called Foodie Beauty is a mess, returning to Kuwait plus shady PayPal. She doesn't like us saying it's shady, but it's fraud, girl, now. I got 189 comments, which is very exciting for my tiny, tiny channel. And I pinned this one because it's good for you to hear this from one of your previous subscribers, Foodie, because I know you watch, because you deleted your Sarah McDonald post from my, I think it was the other video I put out about your 7 big lies. Oh, thanks for the reminder, says Kelly. I just went to unsub from her channel. I've sat on the fence about her, as it's only been this year I stumbled onto her channel. I concede all you reaction channels are correct. All I can say is, what an idiot. Her, not me. I was, but now it all sinks in. And then it's just a lot of great comments about you being a liar and a grifter, how PayPal needs to get you in. And I think YouTube now needs to investigate you for trying to commit fraud on your subscribers about the fact that you are keeping money that you have gained fraudulently. That was a long word for me. Fraudulently from your subs, because you're not getting an apartment anymore. Remember, you're going back to Kuwait, girl. Can't keep that money there. It's fraud. All right, guys. I spent way too long on reviewing her because I just think she's really, really problematic. Make sure you do wash your hands. Hot soap and water. Be careful if you see Typhoid Mariam out there, because she's a vector of disease, okay? And if you did like this long reaction, hit the subscribes, all right, guys? I'll leave the link to a video that I think would be great for you to watch. Appreciate it. Hit the likes, comments. Oh, yeah. If you could leave me a taco burrito, bro. Oh, actually, just leave me a taco, like a little taco shell. So leave me like a taco in the comments. If you got this far through Typhoid Mariam's nonsense with me, leave me a taco in the comments, everybody. Appreciate it. See you next time. Bye.